What is the world? This is our special thought today, the third special thought in the part 2 of A Course in Miracles. Welcome to the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. I'm Judith and this is the Lucid Mind Center. And the reason why this is called Qigong support is because I have recorded 2 Qigong classes which are going with what is the world. One is a seated Qigong class and one is a standing Qigong class. So today we are going to read this part, this special idea which we are meant to read once a day for the next 10 days. And then we are meant to read the lesson of the day from lesson 241 to 250. And at the end of it, I'm going to guide you to those Qigong classes which I have recorded for you to contemplate what the world is and contemplate the idea of one of the 10 following days. As we are coming closer towards the end of this year we are dedicating to A Course in Miracles, words become less important and the emphasis more on the experience, more on the introspection, more on connecting to our source energy, more becoming aware that we are part of that source and that we are all one. So let's read and contemplate what the world is together and see if we can throw some light on that. What is the world? The world is false perception. It is born of error and it has not left its source. It will remain no longer than the thought which gave it birth is cherished. When the thought of separation has been changed to one of true forgiveness, will the world be seen in quite another light and one which leads to truth, where all the world must disappear and all its errors vanish. Now its source has gone and its effects are gone as well. The world was made as an attack on God. It symbolizes fear. And what is fear except love's absence? Thus the world was meant to be a place where God could enter not, and where his Son could be apart from him. Here was perception born, for knowledge could not cause such insane thoughts, but eyes deceive and ears hear falsely. Now mistakes become quite possible, for certainty has gone. The mechanisms of illusions were born instead. I find that very interesting. The mechanisms of illusion. And now they go to find what has been given them to seek. Their aim is to fulfill the purpose which the world was made to witness and make real. They see in its illusions but a solid base where truth exists, upheld apart from lies. Yet everything that they report is but illusion which is kept apart from truth. And the mechanisms of illusions are our senses, our 5 senses. It's our eyes, it's our ears, it's our skin, our taste, our tongue, our smell. These are the mechanisms of illusion. And in Chinese medicine, those mechanisms of illusions are connected to the 5 elements as well. And when we want to connect to our source in Qigong, we are kind of pulling in the senses inwards, into that lower dantian. And from that lower dantian, we convert our awareness into Qi, into the emotional realm, and from the emotional realm into the spiritual realm, spiritual mental realm. So there is not such a big difference between mental and spiritual in Qigong, or in Chinese even. The way they are describing the mind is different than the way we are describing mind and spirit in English. And it's also in any other language. There is a difference of how this is being described. How each society has developed. It's very interesting. The mechanism of illusion have been born instead, and now they go to find what has been given them to seek. The eyes deceive and ears hear falsely. Now mistakes become quite possible, for certainty has gone, because these are the mechanisms of illusion, our five senses. Their aim is to fulfill the purpose which the world was made to witness and make real. They see in its illusion but a solid base where truth exists, upheld apart from lies. Yet everything that they report is but illusion, which is kept apart from truth. And this is a very, very important thing to understand. That your perception, that what you perceive, you are actually going out there and looking for that what you want to perceive. And that's why, therefore we have to change our mind first and make a decision first what it is we want to see. Do we want to see the world of illusions, or do we want to see the real world? As sight, so this is one mechanism, as sight was made to lead away from truth, it can be redirected. Sounds become the call of God, and all perception can be given a new purpose by the one who God appointed Savior to the world. And this is one of those things I want you to consider in the meditation. Who is that one whom God appointed the Savior to the world? Who is it? Follow His light and see the world as He beholds it. Hear His voice alone in all that speaks to you, and let Him give you peace and certainty, which you have thrown away, but heaven has preserved for you in Him. And let Him give you peace and certainty, which you have thrown away, but heaven has preserved for you in Him. Let us not rest content until the world has joined our changed perception. Let us not be satisfied until forgiveness has been made complete. And let us not attempt to change our function. We must save the world. We must save the world. It's our job. It's our job to save the world. Ours, the ones who decide that is their job. For we who made it must behold it through the eyes of Christ, that what was made to die can be restored to everlasting life. I definitely recommend for you to read this every day for the next 10 days. Sometimes even when the first day it doesn't seem to be understandable, there's like layers of understanding. I think it's layers of unlearning. Every time we unlearn something, a new layer of understanding arises. So allow yourself to take the time and read this section once a day, at least. And allow yourself to go into meditation, contemplating what the world actually is and how your perception works and what it is you see in that world. And remembering that we must save the world. It's up to us. So here is your seated Qigong class for what is the world. Here is the standing class for what is the world. Here you have got the list of lessons, and here you have got the whole list of Qigong classes. Love, light and Qi to you.